The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you in. Welcome to the program. Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon, JJ LaSelva. Leave it to me to go on vacation for a week and come back hoarse.
Must have been a great trip.
It must have been a great. There's stories I can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't expect me to come back hoarse and tell the stories.
Right.
I mean, the world would change. How's everybody? Good to see you.
Doing great.
Thank you guys for holding down the fort.
Sure thing.
'Cause I was gone for a while. I really just got a little bit of a cold. I don't feel bad at all, but a little bit hoarse. But good to be back. So much to talk about here in the world of sports. Good to see you boys back. I got to see Paul Skeens pitch.
How was it?
Boy, is he good. Seriously. Boy, is he. JJ, you've heard all about it, but to see him about 4 rows back is really good stuff.
I saw your classy seats, Frank.
Weren't they good?
I'm not going to act like I wasn't very jealous.
Yeah, and I so overpaid. I said, you know what? You don't get to do this very often. So let's get the ones right there in that home plate club, and they're expensive, but what the heck? You don't do it but it was fantastic.
Looked awesome.
He's really good now. I mean, that news bulletin, I know everybody knew that, but to really watch it, I mean, that dude is really good.
And he's had another good start since.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
They're 6-2 in his starts, and they ought to be 8-0. Yesterday he left the game. It was 1-1.
Gave up a leadoff homer, and that was it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, first pitch of the game. Yeah. And then so he was really good. It was a fun getaway. We watched 3 games of baseball. Got to drive around the western Pennsylvania countryside a little bit. Had a great time, and back in the fold here. So all kind of stuff to get. But thank you guys again. By the way, we had barbecue, JJ. You and I, did we get barbecue out of the deal? How did that happen, JJ? I walked back in. You and I got barbecue.
It's bittersweet for me. This is obviously Loser Monday.
Yeah.
And Hays is paying today because the U.S. Open finished before the NBA Finals, barely. So he lost that. But I think next week I'll be bringing it in as well because Kristaps Porzingis didn't come through.
Nah, so the way it works
You won't be bringing it in next week.
Yeah.
Because I want to be in the Turks and Caicos.
Oh, so we'll do it like Friday or something.
Before next week will be good. The way it works is Hayes lost. The day I come back, he'll have it. JJ lost. The day we asked him to, he'll have it. Yeah. I took about 12 weeks, and I had it. So there is that. But, hey, we're glad you're with us on the program. We're excited about having you back. Thank you guys again for holding down the fort.
Sure thing.
All kind of stuff to get to. I will say I came back excited. I'm not joking about this. I came back excited. Tomorrow night is going to be an historic night in Jacksonville.
No doubt about it.
I mean, a truly historic night in our city. And don't underplay this. Let's say, for instance, I'm just talking hypothetically, Hays Carlyon, who hails from the Bowl School. Let's say you're let me pick an age, a 65-year-old talk show host, hypothetically speaking. Mm-hmm. Okay? And hypothetically, you're blessed, you get to call the games. Okay? Right. Do you realize when tomorrow night happens, and it's going to happen, it'll probably be guaranteed my lifetime. I never, ever, ever have to worry about the Jaguars ever playing anywhere else because it's a 30-year lease that will be agreed to tomorrow. Yeah. And I'll be 95. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to 96, okay? Right. Don't count me out, JJ. I might get to 96. But the Jags are going to be here for 30 years, and we'll know that tomorrow night. That is really freaking exciting.
It's incredible. It's a wonderful success story because obviously since its inception, the narrative has sort of been, well, how long will they really have the Jaguars before little old Jacksonville loses its grip? And they were able to, convince the league in a time where they probably had some good fortune to even get the team. But eventually they'll lose it because it's Jacksonville and it'll go to a much bigger place where it should, be. And it's just awesome that will be buried for, to your point, 30 years. I mean, my kids will be, in their mid-40s.
Right.
The next time that, this city has to worry about a stadium renovation. And yes, it's just it's such a wonderful moment for the city because it shows what Jacksonville can be, and it shows the backbone and heart of Jacksonville. And the mayor's office, the previous administration as well, and the Jaguars and Shad Khan deserve all the credit in the world, not just for getting it done, but in the manner in which they did so. Just incredibly transparent, incredibly cooperative. And again, it started with a fantastic owner in Wayne Weaver, and he was able to find the perfect owner in Shad Khan. And now the Jaguars' place in Jacksonville is set for 30 years.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about that. And you're right. It's a tribute to this great city who the reason we have the team is because of how passionate we were about football. The reason we have it is the football passion. The reason we kept it is the football passion. Great owner in Wayne Weaver, great owner in Shad Khan, great fan base who battled and scrapped and clawed even through all these bad times. And the tip of the cap to Shad now. Shad got here, and everybody and their brother, to your point, Hays, was convinced that Shad wants to move this team to London, to St. Louis, to points unknown, to wherever. He doesn't live here.
To anywhere but Jacksonville.
Right. All this talk, and Shad said from day one when he bought the team, my goal is to keep the team in Jacksonville. And make no mistake about this. He could have moved it. There's a number of owners. I could tell you who they are. I'm not going to. But there's a number of owners who would prefer this team be elsewhere, where it would make more money, and therefore they would make more money, and it would get more attention because the markets are bigger. And Shad said from the day he bought this thing for $750 million in a cash deal from Wayne Weaver on a deal they agreed to over a napkin, from the day he did that, he said, my goal is for this team to be in Jacksonville for the long haul. I don't know whether, what's Shad, early 70s?
Yes.
Okay. Shad will be in his hundreds if he's still alive when this lease runs out. I'll be 95 when this lease runs out. It's proof now that Shad is a man of his word. He never intended to move this team. This team is going to be here for the long haul. And again, we'll talk more about that tomorrow when it actually happens. I think the vote could happen during our show. I think that the city council meeting usually is at 5. I think they've moved it up to 3, right? I think they've moved the council meeting up to 3, but the vote's going to happen at the end of the meeting. I assume these meetings are 3-4 hours, so sometime after 5 and before 7, I would imagine the vote's going to happen. I will tell you, I think the vote's going to be either 19-0 or 14 or 15-0 if there's still some who have to recuse themselves, which there could be. But I think I don't think one councilman will vote against this. The plan as we knew it, the administration's plan, had 7 parts. I do think part 7, the community benefits agreement, has been pulled out or will be pulled out for them to vote on. I think they vote on the other 6 parts individually, Hays, by the way. So part of it is the 6.25 and 6.25, that's one part. The city then putting up another 150 for money already owed the Jags. It gets it to 775 is another part. There's various elements of this that they will vote. You need those you need at least 10 green levers on every one of those votes. But I think they're all going to pass. And the community benefits, I think Randy White, the incoming city council president, was very smart to not allow number 7 to bog down and stop the stadium deal. He proposed an amendment to where the $56 million that are going to Northside Parks, that includes the flex field, it includes the landing, it includes Metro Park, you know the drill. That 56 is still in the deal. That $56 million of the $300 million community benefits agreement is still in play. And that was important to the Jags and to the city. The other $94 million that the city was going to spend of that $300, they were spending $150, will be voted on later on in the summer. It's not gone, by the way. It's just not going to be part of tomorrow's vote. So I think they've done it correctly. I think they've done it right. I think it'll fly through. And I think tomorrow night, Wednesday, will be a day of celebration. It won't be entirely unlike us getting the team. It'll be not the same because we're keeping something we had, not getting something we didn't have. But Wednesday will be a real day of celebration in our city for a long time. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, it very well said. And again, it does show the world that Jacksonville is going to continue to ascend, because once this is in place, it makes it a lot easier to get the other projects going as well. And, but again, at the end of the day, people may not like it. Academics, they may not like how, much our city's identity is wrapped up in an NFL team, but you can't deny it. It is. It just, we are a market that loves football. And this is a message that we will do what we have to do to make sure that the city remains in that exclusive club. And don't think for a second that there weren't other cities praying that we would botch this.
Absolutely.
And again,
I'll tell you which ones they are if you want.
And to everyone's credit, I mean, this was 6 plays, 75 yards in 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and you never faced a third down. This was a dissection down the field for a touchdown by the mayor's office and by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So we'll talk more about that tonight or today, and then certainly tomorrow. And again, I think it might happen by the time we go off the air. All right, other things we'll get to today on our program. I was not here for you guys to talk about the U.S. Open. What a performance. What a performance by Bryson DeChambeau. My heart broke for Rory McIlroy, and again, it was a week and a half ago or 8 days ago, but I wasn't here. I hated it for Rory. I hated that he missed 2 putts that he ordinarily would make. But what I took out of that was the great performance by DeChambeau, the bunker shot to end all bunker shots. And I know you guys talked about it on the air, Hays. I kind of like who he became.
Oh, he was great. Yeah.
I think the brash, arrogant, hey, look at me, bodybuilder, hit it 700 miles guy, got humbled. The winning humbled him. I thought signing the autograph right at the end of the round, in the middle of the round, for the special needs young person, I thought was just fantastic. And I thought the way he paid respect to the game and respect to the field, I thought he was fantastic after. Again, it was 8 days ago. I won't dwell on it. I just wasn't here last week. But I thought it was fantastic, the way he composed himself and handled himself after the fact.
It's a good lesson for all athletes that fan engagement, particularly when you can have fan engagement during the competition, which golf lends itself to probably more than any other sport, it really does change how people view you. And Bryson DeChambeau did a great job. He was going from 12 to 13 and giving high fives to the gallery as he walked past. I mean, that's just gold in terms of changing how people view you. And then he was outstanding in the days after he won it, to go on the Tonight Show and let the band touch the trophy and then walk through the crowd and let them do it as well. It's just, he's handled it really well. And again, it's a shame he plays for Live because no one's really going to watch Live. But it will certainly make for a really juicy British Open at Royal Troon. Because, this isn't a fluke. When you made the pick, I was surprised because he's so volatile.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm glad Frank made that pick. And obviously ended up being an outstanding pick because I just viewed his start to the majors this year is more fluky. But you look at it now, we're 3/4 of the way in. He was T6 at the Masters. He was solo second at the PGA, and he won the U.S. Open. Hey. So Royal Troon, watch out for Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, he's hot. And his biggest challenge will come from that other guy who won again yesterday. And by the way, hey, protester guy, listen, protester guys got together. I said, hey, we're all protester guys. Let's get T-shirts, and then we'll damage the green. Is there ever been a more poorly executed? What are you doing? I'm still not even sure what they're protesting. But you ran out there. The cops got you. They ran you off. Nobody knows who you are. But people didn't see your face. Everybody paused. They moved the hole. I don't think it affected Scheffler missing. I don't think it affected Tom Kim making. We wound up with an extra hole. Scheffler won because the best guy wins. Don't be an idiot. I think we all agree in our country the right to peaceful protest exists and should exist. Don't be an idiot. I walked away thinking, what a dumbass. What a bunch of dumbasses.
Well, yeah, and I hope I hope they'll be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, whatever that is. It's going to be fairly minor, but they were arrested.
Don't be an idiot.
It's just the thing too is it's like it just hurts your cause because it
correct.
You look obnoxious. So no one is going to listen to an obnoxious, disruptive person. And it was obviously the probably, I don't know if you could pick a worse venue to try and convince people to join your side. And it's scary. Look, I'm old enough to remember Monica Seles getting stabbed during a tennis match in a changeover. Guy came out of the crowd with a knife and stabbed her in the back when she was the best player in the world by far. And it cost her like 2 years, and she never really got that back.
Right.
She did go on to win at least one Grand Slam event in her return, maybe more. But at the time, it looked like Monica Seles might win the next like 6 Grand Slam events. And so obviously it was embarrassing, for the police force to have 6 people be able to get out on the course. And thankfully, at least in this case, all they were trying to do is do some sort of protest. But, if they had been trying to threaten the players, I mean, they would have had a chance to do that. So a very scary moment. And this will be a good lesson to any sporting event. You've got to really watch out. It's hard for me to believe that these 6 did not stand out in that crowd. And so, anyway, it was a disgusting act, and I hope whatever punishment legally they can get, they get it to the full extent.
Meanwhile, how good is Scheffler? I mean, it's almost. Do you realize he has got 5 wins in his last 9 starts?
It's incredible.
I mean, again, when you've won 5 out of 9. You're usually talking about a contest where there's 2 teams that can win or 2 players that can win. A lot of teams win 5 out of their last 9 because there's only 2 teams that could have won that day. He's beat 143 golfers or whatever the number is. 5 out of 9 times. That's an incredible stat. Think about that for a second. 9 tournaments he's been in. He's won the against the best golfers in the world in the best 5 times in 9. I mean, it's incredible. It's one of the most incredible stats. If you break it down like that, it's an incredible stat. And one of the times he was arrested, for God's sake, And
didn't have his caddy on Saturday.
Right. That's
for a personal
one of the 4 he didn't win.
Right.
Pretty amazing stuff.
It's incredible. And, he's won $27 million this year already. And we still have the playoff, which obviously he'll be the number 1 seed in. And so he'll get that, 10 under start, or I'm assuming they still have that. And obviously you have the British Open. So, it's going to be extraordinary from a financial standpoint. I do think that this is somewhat of a result of a schism in the sport. It does make me wonder if you had Brooks and Bryson and Cam Smith, if they were playing these events, John Rahm, although, he's kind of fallen apart, but, I think part of the reason Rahm fell apart is because he joined LIV and then regretted it. So if you'd had harmony in the sport, I do think it's fair to ask, would he be this dominant? But look, he's still beating consistently Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa. You go down the line of Oberg, the guys that are having nice years. He's destroying them. And again, there's not a lot of sizzle to Scottie Scheffler at all, but he's just incredibly brilliant. And other than 4 bad days at Pinehurst, he has just been basically flawless all year.
Pretty amazing stuff to watch. Did you watch the college baseball, and the Gators were in it? Were you paying attention or not?
Yeah.
A little bit here and there?
A little bit here and there, and it seems like they're, doing well in the portal. And it'll be exciting to see where Florida and Florida State go from here after magnificent runs.
Yeah, it really was. Pretty amazing stuff. The Gator team that nobody thought should be in, or that many thought shouldn't be in, barely got in, made the Final Four. There's not such thing as a Final Four, but both FSU and Florida made the final of their bracket. Then they lost when they had to win 2 games. But think about this for a second. If you're Florida, you were 28-27, barely in, weren't one of the last 4 in, by the way. So the committee believed you truly belonged in. Hays, once they got to the tournament, they eliminated the 11th, 10th, 8th, and 6th overall seeds. Did you realize that?
It's remarkable.
They eliminated Oklahoma State, Clemson, Kentucky, and NC State. That's seeds 6, 8, 10, and 11. For a team that barely got in and wasn't seeded, pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, like 30% of their wins came in the NCAA tournament.
Pretty amazing.
That's ridiculous.
It really is. So, congratulations to them and to Link Jarrett and FSU. I thought FSU and Tennessee had the 2 best teams in the tournament, and I thought and I thought it was clear early on those were the 2 best teams. Now you can say You can say Texas A&M ahead of FSU if you want because they won a bracket that they weren't in, and then they beat Tennessee, which FSU couldn't do. But it was an amazing run for the two teams. Were you watching, or what did you think of the check swing controversy when Tennessee beat Florida State in the first game of the tournament?
I wasn't watching, but it was clear after that he went. So it was a really tough call for Florida State. And there's certainly other parts of where Florida State could have executed better to hold on to the lead. But yeah, it's a tough call because, he went. It surprises me you can't review that because it seems like the kind of thing that in 10 seconds you'd be able to determine it. And I understand in real time that's a difficult call to make, but clearly he should have been out.
JJ, what did you think when you saw that?
I didn't think it was as clear as everybody on Twitter likes it to be. Yeah. It happens so fast. It's a bang bang play. Yeah, he went, but I don't think it was like a grand conspiracy out to get him or anything. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. You blow a 9-run lead in the 9th, dude. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Not because you didn't get the right call on one check swing.
Yeah, and it wasn't quite 9 runs, but you're right. They blew a lead in the 9th. That's exactly.
Well, 4 runs in the 9th, right?
Yeah, I think it was 11-7 in the 8th, 11-8 in the 9th. But still, your point is they blew a big lead. Here's what I thought. First of all, I thought the guy went. But I will tell you this. It's one of the few calls in sports that is made from 100 feet away. Think about that. Is there any other call in any other sport where the guy that has to make the call is 100 feet away? I don't know enough about soccer. It's a big field, so maybe. But there's no football call where the guy making the call is 100 feet away. There's no the basketball, the court's only 94 feet long. Hockey the same way. So it's the only call in sports where you're asking a guy 100 feet away to make a call that, by the way, the guy 2 feet away can't make because he couldn't see. It's a very odd dynamic. If I'm a Florida State fan, I certainly get upset because the game should have been over. But I'm with JJ on this. I thought he went. And by the way, it'd be hard for it to be reviewable.
I would hate that.
Yeah, because it's
you
hard,
would do it all the time, too.
Well, and the angles are so weird. That one you probably could have reviewed and overturned it. But most check swings you'd never be able to overturn.
Even when you watch like a million of these replays on one, you're like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
And I can tell you, after seeing the video replay, Kyle Peterson, who's as good as it gets, and certainly doesn't, he's not an SEC guy. He's from Nebraska, by the way, played at Stanford. He certainly doesn't have any bias. Kyle Peterson said, watching the video replay, it's hard to tell. Now, when you saw the screenshot that everybody and their brother had on Twitter, then you could tell. But even at the replay, I thought he went, but you weren't sure. When I saw it live, I thought he went. When I saw the replay, I kind of thought he went. But look, that's a call you missed. The reason it got so much attention is because it was when it happened. They miss that call all the time. It's one of the few flaws in baseball rulings that there's no real way to get it right. Even with a light sensor in the bat, it would be hard to get that one right. It just really would. But if I'm a Florida State fan, I get it. I mean, that was your chance to move on, and winning that first game is so critical in college baseball. Tonight, Tennessee plays Texas A&M. I think Tennessee's going to win, but I'm not convinced they are. It does go to the strength of if the SEC. Is this going to be the 5th straight year the SEC won the title?
I think so.
Five in a row and 6 out of 7.
Isn't it like LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss,
something like
Florida
that.
Somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think.
Did
Florida.
Wake not win it?
Wake never won it.
Okay,
they were good, but they didn't win. I think it's 5 in a row.
So we got LSU last year, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, COVID year, Vandy, Oregon State.
Right, and
in between Florida.
That's right. So 5 in a row and 6 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it would be. So it's pretty amazing stuff. So, but anyway, I'll say this. The College World Series was great theater, not just the FSU and Florida games. I mean, it was just great theater. As a Florida fan, the ride they took you on in the postseason was as much fun as ever. I'm telling you, it might have been his best coaching job, but I thought it was as much fun. And I know the FSU fan feels the same way. If you're a Florida State fan, the ride, and a Tennessee fan, for fans from schools around here, it was as much fun as I've had. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm in Pittsburgh, watching the Pirates, And the way the games played out is, other than the 15-4 game over Kentucky, the other games I could all watch them all. It was fantastic theater, man. I really thought it was. So, tip of the cap. I think college baseball. I'm going to get to something later on in the program where college baseball is a bit flawed, like so many sports are, but it was fun stuff. So we got a lot of things to get to today on the program. By the way, NHL tonight, we be locked in?
Absolutely.
Locked freaking in at the freaking Carlyon house.
A lot of pressure.
Here's my guess. You're ordering a large pizza, probably deep dish. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing deep dish. I'm guessing bourbon and white wine, Chardonnay for the wife.
Yeah.
Jack and Coke for you. Mm-hmm. Feet propped up, deep dish pizza, mushrooms, veggies, sausage. And sit back, because that's going to be a night at the Carlyon.
I don't know if you have an appetite when you blow a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, what about
Frank?
That?
I'll have an appetite.
Yeah,
but
I'll eat the pizza.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that Jean will have much of one, and I feel so bad for her. So her son John and his girlfriend Aviva were visiting us, and they left yesterday, but they've been with us for about 5 or 6 days, and so we got, he was here for the last 2 games, and this guy loves the Florida Panthers. About as much as anybody I've ever seen love a team.
Yeah.
So it was
not good.
It was not good.
It doesn't feel like it's over.
I really hope for John Page's sake that the Florida Panthers get it done tonight.
It's not over, obviously, but it certainly feels like it's over.
He believes it's over. I can tell you that.
How are the Panthers going to win this? Yeah, that's insane. Like, they just are getting killed too.
Hey, outscored 18-5.
Yeah.
In the 18-5 is, listen, I know nothing.
And if you watch it, it's just been so sloppy compared to what they've been. It's like they can't hold the puck. They seem to be lackadaisical. It's just it really does look like 2 completely different teams, and they were perceived to be definitely the stronger team in the series.
We talked about it when it started.
Edmonton had the 2 stars,
right?
But Florida had by far the deepest team and most well-rounded team, and they got off to the 3-0 start, and Jen just forgot how to play hockey.
I don't care about hockey. I don't follow hockey. I don't know much about hockey, but I will so watch tonight. And there's not a whole lot else on, but it's now historical.
Yes.
Nobody in sports blows a 3-0 lead, and I will watch it with no interest in who wins. Probably rooting for Florida because they're a Florida team, and I know people that root for them, but what a game. So we'll talk. We got a lot of things to talk about. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's start with the Jaguars, the stadium tomorrow. What does it mean? Why did it happen? I think it's going to get passed very easily tomorrow night. Let's talk some stadium talk after this. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
You mad? Yeah, I'm mad. Good and mad. Yeah. What do you want to do about it? Feels good, doesn't it?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Like you're still alive, right? Yeah.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Summer starts now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet with our summer sale. It's not sink or swim. We have vehicles for every budget and every need, starting as low as $79.99, and you won't get burnt. We offer 20-year 200,000-mile protection on new and 7-year 100,000-mile protection on used. Plus, we can really cool things off with our 30-day exchange policy. Start the summer off the way you deserve it with our summer sale at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Homeowners and investors, the choice of title company is yours. When making that decision, choose the team of St. John's Title, LLC. As board-certified expert attorney-owned firm with decades of experience, we provide the utmost in precision and professionalism. Conveniently located offices and in-home remote closing options, we serve your needs. Whether refinancing or selling your property, our customer-first approach is tailor-made to your timeline. With a seasoned team of experts and 5-star testimonials from customers across the First Coast, visit stjohnstitle.com.
2 hours spent on two things: your Jags and the rest of the NFL with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony.
Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
Every weekday from 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Hurricane season is here. Protect your property from parking lot floods with Duck Duck Rooter. Our VACCON team specializes in storm drain maintenance, keeping your property safe and secure. Schedule service now, 904-862-6769.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Light, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by FIS is home this week at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Wednesday is a day game on 5-Star Good as Everywhere Wednesday, featuring Heal Foundation and the Miracle League. The weekend starts with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, and then fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. JackShrimp.com. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable, family fun.
Where is the largest cave in the world? The answer coming up.
Southern Oak Insurance knows that you want to save money on your homeowner's insurance. So why not try some old-fashioned common sense? Ask your Southern Oak agent about our roof replacement schedule. It will save you money.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The largest cave in the world is located in Vietnam. It's called San Dun and has its own river and forest.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
Imagine the perfect outdoor living space. A beautiful stone kitchen, waterfall, fire pit, pergola, stone walkway. Now there's one place to bring all of your design ideas to life. The Art of Natural Stone on Beach Boulevard and also by Bartram Springs.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We do want to thank our friends for the Best Bet. They always do such a fantastic job with so much stuff. The Best Bet, our friends, 3 locations. St. Augustine right off of the highway there, off 95. On State Road 17 is that Orange Park location, and the Jacksonville location is Monument Road. 24K Gold Day is this Saturday, the 29th. That's at Best Bet Jacksonville. $500 first 30 minutes, $1,000 second 30 minutes. That's from 10 in the morning till 2 a.m. Always fun stuff going on at the Best Bet. Head to the Best Bet. And always a Best Bet Monday on this program. Tomorrow will be historic. I think there is a chance that some of the councilmen, I'm told, will have to recuse themselves. I don't know why. If the community benefits part that involves monies to charities will be pulled out, but maybe because the $56 million is still in there for Northside Parks. But either way, I think it's going to go through comfortably. When it does, I think you're going to hear the details, Hays. I think the details that will come out, some of those will be confirmation of everything we do know now, or we've come to believe. This year and next year, the home games are in Jacksonville, in the stadium as it looks now. In 2026, the home games are in Jacksonville in a stadium that will hold about 43,000. The upper ramps, I think, will be gone. I think there'll be, or upper levels will be gone. Some of the ramps are gone. Some of the seats covered, I would imagine. So 26 will be a little bit of a tough year. 2027, games will be played in Gainesville and Ocala. I mean, Gainesville or Orlando. So, see that, JJ? I was trying to get you a game there.
I'm like, damn, I'm trying to think of where we might hold the game.
Put it on one of those horse farms.
Southeast Livestock Pavilion,
there you
maybe.
Go. Gainesville and Orlando.
Forest High School.
I saw a story that said possibly a third game would be in London. Did you see that story?
I did.
That would surprise me, I think.
Me too, because the window there, the key to that whole thing is there's only a specific time. I mean, it's not just unlimited. There's a certain part, my understanding at least, is that there's a certain part of the fall in which the Premier League takes a break and Wembley Stadium is available, or their national, whatever it is. There's a break in which Wembley Stadium opens up. I don't think the league is going to be good with there being a game at Tottenham on the same weekend as there's a game at Wembley. And we know the Tottenham contract is locked in for a while. And so I don't think logistically it's going to make a lot of sense. Plus, if they were to play, let's just assume Wembley was open and they could do it. Would you play 3 games in London that are technically home games, knowing that when you come back here, now you're probably going on the road for 3 or 4 straight? I mean, I think from a schedule standpoint, it's just going to be too much of a nightmare. But
real quick, no one plays at Wembley.
I know that, but we've been told, like, there's still things that they do. I mean, Wembley Stadium.
Sure. They don't. I'm just saying they don't have like a club team every week that plays there.
I get it, but I've always been told from people that are in the logistics of it that there's a specific window where they like to do it. It's part of why having a team over there would be difficult. Again, and that's just what I've been told. Maybe something's changed, but I would be surprised if it's feasible to do it. Plus, you also have to remember where the NFL is in the British sports hierarchy. It is a speck on the map. They do not care about the NFL over in Europe. It's sort of a nice attraction, but they're not going to do anything with Wembley Stadium. Like, the NFL isn't going to take any kind of priority for Wembley Stadium. And so I saw the report. I'd be surprised. I think it's way more likely that they play 1 game over there and probably play as the road team. I could see that becoming the new norm for them. I'd be surprised if even in a year where they're displaced, they played 3 of their games over at Wembley Stadium.
And so we'll see. But having said all that, I'll tell you this. I am so geeked about this. I understand 26 and 27 will be a little bit clunky. I understand 26, you're only going to have so many seats. 27 will be displaced. The bottom line is, regardless of what happens in 26 and 27, in the fall of 2028, which is only 4 years from now, in the fall of 2028, 4 years, okay, we're going to walk into that stadium and you're not going to recognize this city, the areas around it, the way it's going to look, the way it's going to feel. You're going to be in a spaceship that's playing football, and it's in our city, our leaders, our team. It will be the talk of the NFL. It will be state of the art. It will be here in Jacksonville. I just got a fantastic tweet, and Hays, you saw it too. I'm going to read this. This is from Sean. My wife asked me what I was looking forward to with the new stadium, the roof, the concourses, etc. I told her it was none of those things. It's the security that we're just going to be here, that we were right to believe in our city. What a fantastic tweet.
Absolutely.
Sean, that was so good, I'm going to read it again. My wife asked me what I was looking forward to with the new stadium, the roof, the concourse, etc. I told her it was none of those things. It's the security that we're just going to be here, that we were right to believe in our city. Duval till we die. That says way better than what I've been spouting ever since the show began today, and that is how excited I am about what we're going to have here. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars for my lifetime. And again, I'm 65. That lease will take me to 95. I hope I get there, by the way. I like living. People say, I don't want to live that long. I want to live forever. I like living. Who's happier than me? I mean, you walk down the street, you think, all the people you know, hey, is anyone happier than me? I'm like the happiest guy ever.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. We'll talk more about it in the days to come, certainly tomorrow. And then in Wednesday, I think will be a day of celebration.
And your point's a good one, because June of 2020 does not seem like a lifetime ago at all.
Right.
Well, that's the distance.
That's exactly right.
I mean, that's the distance you have to travel to get to a brand new renovated stadium for the Jaguars.
That's exactly right. So before you're going to blink and it's going to be here. I'm very excited about it. Hays headlines are next. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You have heard about the 1010XL YouTube channel. Now check out our team-specific channels, 1010XL Jaguars, 1010XL Gators, and 1010XL Seminoles, bringing up specific, up-to-the-minute video coverage of your favorite local team. And find us on YouTube today.
This is Hays Carlyon for QC Kinetics. Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the best time for being outdoors, but not if your knees, shoulders, back, or hips are hurting. Well, don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. You need to give them a call for a free consultation at 904-274-5522. They have two great locations, one in Mandarin, one in Ponte Vedra Beach. They can get you in this week. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Stop putting it off, take action now, and live your best life again. Call them, 904-274-5522. Again, it's a free consultation, and they've got two great locations, one in Mandarin and one in Ponte Vedra Beach. Give them a call at 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Nothing has a 10-year warranty except for a new AC unit from Vons. V-O-N-S. Vons Amazing 10. This is legit. A full 10-year warranty. It covers parts, labor, and refrigerant. That's an unmatched commitment they make to their customers, while others will charge extra for weekend and same-day emergencies. Not at Vons. No extra charges. Just great service when you need it, whether your unit needs to be repaired or replaced. Remember, if your AC won't turn on, just call Vons.
Smooth sailing and a smooth taste of Vida de Luis, an all-natural tequila made with volcanic spring water and aerated to provide a smoother finish. Go to VidaDeLuis.com and set a course for smooth living today.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. When getting pens with your company's logo on them, get nice pens. No one wants to steal a pen that doesn't work. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Kyle McMahon.
Friday from 10 to noon. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
1010XL Weekly is out now. Mia here, and text the word weekly to subscribe to our new 1010XL newsletter and for a chance to win Jaguars and concert tickets. Get an inside look at local sports, trending players, station info, and chances to win prizes all year long.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money. Your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
All right, Frank's back from vacation, and he deserves some good headlines.
Oh, don't give me less than I deserve. I've warned you before.
So we are going to do our best. Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie, JJ LaSelva. I am Hays Carlyon. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you or a loved one is ever injured, that is who you need to call and put your trust into. My buddy Holt Harrell, you can reach him at 251-1111. All right, Frank, we don't normally start with the NHL, but could we witness the greatest choke in sports history tonight? Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers try to avoid blowing a 3-0 lead as they take on the visiting Oilers.
Yeah, Hayes, I never pretend to know something I don't. I don't know much about hockey, and I don't follow it very closely. But my goodness, if you follow sports at all, you know what's about to happen tonight. Either the Panthers are guilty of what is going to be considered one of the greatest chokes in team sports history, or they find a way to mercilessly stave off the greatest choke in sports history. It's one or the other. This would be about as ignominious as it gets if they lose this game tonight. I don't pretend to know a lot about it. I don't pretend to follow it. But unfortunately, this collapse has made people like me lock in. I'll watch the hockey tonight.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. Scheffler wins again, Frank, just further cementing his status as the world's best player. And now we're just 3 weeks away from the British Open.
I thought the playoff hole yesterday was a phenomenal microcosm of why Scheffler is great. It's not that he makes great shots, and he does. It's the amazing ability to avoid mistakes. The amazing consistency of that guy. So they get to the playoff. Tom Kim, they're really good buddies, by the way. They play in Dallas together all the time. They both live there. They get to the playoff. Then it's not about who makes the great shot. Bryson DeChambeau made the great shot to win the U.S. Open. This isn't about the great shot. It's who is the best guy going at not messing up. Well, you saw the T-balls. Kim was way ahead of him, like 40, 50 yards ahead of him. But Scheffler knew his game. He hit 3-wood off the tee. He hit it in the middle of the green. Kim's the one that messed up. Scheffler, by being so good at never messing up, wins yet another tournament.
Yeah, when you saw the lie that Kim had in the bunker, it was like, oof.
Yeah.
That is just going to... And I think he even said to his caddy, I think they remarked on the broadcast.
I won't be able to stop it.
It's got to go in.
Yeah.
It's either going to go in or it's going to go 25 feet past.
But he was way ahead of him on the fairway.
Oh, yeah.
He had driver in the middle.
It was a terrible approach shot. He was in perfect position.
Great shape. That's exactly right.
But you're right. That's and look, that's the aura of the greats, is that Tom Kim is a young player. He just turned 22. Hasn't been there all that often. Scottie Scheffler just turned 28, and obviously he's become the player with the most mystique, and that was another example of it. Frank, we did have the protesters on the 18th green. I thought they handled it really well. Other than them getting through, the security obviously wasn't outstanding in that regard to let 6 people somehow get on to the playing field. But I thought that they did a good job of handling it. They changed the whole location. They made the players and their caddies very aware of what they were doing. And I thought, considering we'd never really seen anything like this, I thought it was handled really well.
I thought the same thing. It was handled well. It was handled swiftly. It was handled quickly. And the protesters didn't win. People say, well, you win anyway because people know about your cars. They really don't. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows what you're protesting. I agree with you. The tournament handled it perfectly, and I don't think it affected either golfer. I don't think Scheffler was going to make that putt, and he missed it because I thought it was, if you got to deal with the morons, they dealt with them about as well as you can.
In Major League Baseball, the Braves take 2 of 3 from the Yankees up in New York. Is Atlanta coming alive?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the Yankees are leaking a little oil. They ran into the Orioles who beat them, and then the Braves afterwards. Every team's going to swoon a little bit. But look, the Braves are good. I know the Braves have been struggling, but you know the lineup. You know when they get the pitching healthy as it can be. They're not going to have Strider, but I mean, when they get the Braves are good, and I'm not surprised at all. I'm never surprised when the Braves win 2 out of 3 from somebody, no matter who the somebody is. They've got one of the better teams in baseball.
In college baseball, we will wrap up the season tonight. Tennessee forces a deciding Game 3 against Texas A&M tonight at 7. Frank, who will win the national title?
I've said all along, I don't know I'm taking the chalk here, but I think Tennessee's the best team. I thought that during the regular season. I thought that during the tournament. I thought that during the College World Series. FSU fans could argue, and I get it. You were one check swing that wasn't called away from, or one going around that was called a check swing away from beating them, and then who knows. But I think Tennessee's got the best team. I'll say this. I think college baseball has gained attention. I think it's gained some traction. It's more people paying attention to it. And I think the College World Series this year has been just fantastic.
Gators baseball is doing fantastic in the portal. Another big-time commitment from, a player that certainly JU and UNF have seen a lot in that league in the A-Sun. How do you feel like Sully's doing with the portal addition?
Well, it's one of my topics I'm going to get to in the next hour. They've done very well. It is what has become of what college baseball has become is small conferences, group of 5 or smaller, have become feeding systems for the big program. And Sully has certainly realized he didn't do a good enough job of that last year. So he's went and pilfered the best players in the area, and the state, and the region, and he's done very well, as the teams that are successful tend to do these days.
National Hot Rod Association icon and American hero John Force survived a frightening crash Sunday in the Virginia Nationals. He is 75 years old, Frank, and just a few weeks removed from his record 157th NHRA win. John Force, just an incredible American sports figure. Glad he's recovering after absolutely a very scary, fiery crash.
It was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was scary. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know a lot about the sport, but I know what scary is, and that certainly was.
I got to interview him like 22 years ago, and it was one of the most enjoyable interviews that I ever got to do. I was just a little young Cub reporter, and he was fantastic. So hopefully John Force will be back behind the wheel shortly. I can't believe he's still doing it at 75. That's just incredible. The 1010XL newsletter is out. I believe a new edition will come out this Wednesday. So subscribe. You can go to 1010XL.com. And if you subscribe, you are entered into a chance to win some really cool stuff, including Jaguars tickets. So again, get that 1010XL newsletter. Frank, Travis Kelce joins Taylor Swift on stage at a concert last night at London's Wembley Stadium. What do you think?
You know what I got to tell you? Hays Carlyon on a Monday afternoon here on the First Coast. I thought that was publicity would kind of fade. Did you?
Yeah.
I thought it would fade. The Swifties, they might just be a couple now. They might just get married and go have kids and mow the lawn. And I mean, I didn't think that. I'm being serious about this.
Yeah.
I thought we'd see that a couple times, and it looks like it's like a real thing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we'll see. This was even like choreographed. It wasn't like she just brought him up and he kind of waved to the crowd. He was actually like involved in, some sort of dancing thing. So anyway, very interesting to see. Frank, the David Lamb Memorial was this Saturday at Swisher.
Yeah.
Just an unbelievable life.
It really was. I was so glad I got back in time for vacation so I could go to it. I thought Joe Cowart, Jack O'Brien from our radio station, Barry Milligan, Mike Bianchi, Gary Smits did such a good job as speakers. Don Mathis, one of David's longtime friends. And I thought Alex Lamb was just fantastic. Alex loved his dad, as we all did. And it was emotional and real and visceral and funny and everything David would have wanted it to be. And a lot of people came, a lot of people that have known David a long time. So real tip of the cap to Alex Lamb. He put it together. Thanks to JU for allowing it to be there at Swisher Gym. It was a wonderful remembrance of a sports media superstar in Jacksonville and David Lamb. It was wonderful to watch. I was glad I was able to attend and watch all those speakers do such a fantastic job.
Walk-Off Charities has free baseball games at the Bregan Baseball Complex.
All month long. We're going to have them all the way till the end of July. In fact, next week, Hays, really big stuff. It's our first ever Walk-Off Charities Invitational Tournament, 18U, 12U, and 10U. We're going to be going on all week long, a tip of the cap to the military during that. We're going to have a home run hitting contest and a barbecue on Thanksgiving, on the 4th of July. And we're going to keep it going all the way till the end of the month. And we've had great turnouts. A lot of people come to watch free baseball, and it's been a lot of fun. It really has.
Get it to pop culture. Frank, have you heard about the documentary Brats that just came out on Hulu?
I have not.
Okay, so it's about the Brat Pack.
Okay.
The famous actors from The Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire. Okay. And so it's done by Andrew McCarthy. I cannot bash it more.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, and this is my review. Don't watch it.
Is that bad?
Because there are some moments of nostalgia. But if you want to see a 90-minute documentary about the biggest crybaby whiner on planet Earth, it is Andrew McCarthy.
Really?
Oh, my God. He acts like this article that dubbed them the Brat Pack ruined his life. And so he goes and interviews like Emilio Estevez and Ali Sheedy and Demi Moore and Rob Lowe. And it almost becomes a comedy because the hilarious part of every one of these interviews is, dude, you got to get over this. It's hilarious. So there is some nostalgia that is interesting.
Really?
Yeah, but it comes across, at least in my opinion,
I'll be darned,
as Andrew McCarthy whining about how he allowed a news article to derail his career. Here's an idea. Don't star in Mannequin if you don't want your career to be destroyed.
Well, and the other thing, too, is don't be the least impactful of the Brat Pack.
Right.
I mean, nobody cared about Andrew McCarthy.
No.
I mean, Rob Lowe and Demi Moore and Molly Ringwald and Emilio Estevez, that was the Brat Pack. I mean, Andrew McCarthy was just a guy. Don't be just a guy. So by the way, I didn't know that. When you told me about it, I thought, I bet it would be pretty good. So,
yeah, I watched it with you. We thought it would be pretty good. Obviously, we love, that the 80s and that decade from a pop culture standpoint. And it just, the more you watch it, it's like, boy, this is really like, he's the only one that really has a problem with this, which is hard to make a documentary getting people to care about your cause when it's pretty clear you're the only one hung up on some nickname that was given to you 40 years ago.
I'll be done.
Yeah, so anyway, that's my review. There you go. We're going to get to our flashback now. We always enjoy this. We have a couple today. We are going to start with this flashback that happened in 1984.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that? No, Sensei. No mercy.
You're all right, Maruso. Thanks a lot. Hey, Mr. Miyagi! We did it! We did it! All right!
40 years ago, still one of the best movie endings ever.
Well, let me. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Number one, I still love Elizabeth Shue. That will never change. Secondly, I told you this. I saw Martin Cove in a Hallmark movie where he was the sweet, happy, jolly father guy. And I'm like, no, it can't happen. He right now, he should be sucker punching someone in the bar somewhere. At 80 years old or however the hell he is. Who didn't love the Karate Kid? Well done.
And we will get you out on this musical note. This was a big one. In 1991, Frank, The Terminator finally got its sequel after the 1984 success. 7 years later, Terminator 2 Judgment Day came out. To me, it's one of the greatest sequels ever made. I love the movie. It's got Arnold is back, but he's a good Terminator.
Right.
And he's sent to help young John Connor survive the shape-shifting T-1000, which is made of liquid metal. It is a phenomenal movie if you've never seen it, but what got the hype going was Guns N' Roses released this song, You Could Be Mine, this week in 1991, about a week before the movie came out. And I can tell you, being 15 years old that summer, the hype for T2 Judgment Day was gigantic, and it completely lived up to the billing.
Sometimes a song perfectly fits the movie. Eye of the Tiger perfectly fit. Sometimes a song just perfectly fits. Well done. Well done, and well done on headlines. We've got 1 hour to go in the program. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
She's homegrown.
Your father's listening to the radio.
She's Jacksonville's sweetheart.
Well, it's a little cheesy, but...
And she's one of the boys.
Just behave, okay?
She's Lauren Brooks. Noon to 2 on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. Look, I depend on South State for so many things: personal accounts, small business banking, and banking for our nonprofit. South State Bank can help you reach all your financial goals too, whether you're just starting out or focused on financial planning. South State offers convenience with their online and mobile banking. You should check out South State Bank, as they were recently recognized by Forbes as one of America's best banks. That's South State, banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Every season is Chevy truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet, and there's no better time to do what you do best than a Chevy Silverado. Now at Nimnick, you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado. Or, well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. And with the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. It all starts with a Chevy truck. Remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar on your trade. So shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership located at the corner of Park Street and Cassett. You want a great truck? Then you want a Silverado from Nimnick. That's Nimnick Chevrolet. Visit them today. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue at Park. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Matt Hays, and the XL Primetime crew will be live at the all-new Leonard Truck Outfitters this Friday, starting at 2. Tons of cool giveaways, including a new golf cart. Join us at Leonard Truck Outfitters on Beach Boulevard this Friday from 2 to 4.
The Sunshine State says it all in the nickname. That summer sun in Florida can take its toll on an air conditioning unit and send your electric bill through the roof. Florida Home AC can help you handle the heat with a brand new AC unit with low monthly payments and over $3,000 in federal tax credits on select systems. So this summer, don't sweat it out. Cool off with Florida Home AC, the official AC company of the Jaguars. Call them today, 777-4300, and check out their tremendous savings on a brand new AC system.
Lauren Brooks here from Mayport CNC Fisheries. At my house, we had a feast from Mayport CNC Fisheries with the freshest shrimp around, and it was unbelievable. They also have oysters, scallops, mahi, and so much more. Want to eat like a local? Head to the beach and visit my friends at Mayport CNC Fisheries.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence, who recently locked in his new 5-year, $275 million contract, shared his thoughts on the pressure of being the franchise quarterback and believes the best is still ahead.
That's how I've looked at myself anyways, is the franchise quarterback, and I have a big responsibility regardless of whether it's getting this new deal done or whether it's on my rookie deal. I feel like I had a big responsibility then too. So, I don't think that changes necessarily. Obviously, maybe the rhetoric around it will change, but for me, I think I have a big responsibility, and I know what that is, and I have a lot of confidence in who I am and what I can do and what I bring to the table, and I know that, like I said, the future is really bright, the best is yet to come, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
The Panthers and Oilers meet for Game 7 tonight of the Stanley Cup Final to determine who will bring Lord Stanley home. You can listen live to the game on 10:10 a.m. at 7 o'clock. It's 93 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
All right, we got to make a change in society.
Wow, just one?
I need an adjustment. I don't know if it's society, but that's the word I use. JJ, I'm going to need your help on this, both of you.
Oh, I got a huge list.
No, mine's a smaller list. It's just one thing. Hays, we got to get rid of self-checkout.
Oh,
really? Yeah,
wow, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, let me just tell you this, okay?
I used it today.
Well,
Loved it.
well,
But I only had like one item.
That's
It was
because
great.
we were wrong. Because when I go to
Because you're a
Target,
sucker, that's why.
if I go to Target to get underwear, okay, can I tell you what I want?
Someone to
I want to take
ring you up.
I want to take my underwear. Okay, my underwear that I get at Target. I like Target's got good underwear, so I take my underwear to Target. Okay, I want to take it to the person. Now stay with me on this.
Yeah.
I want to hand it to the person. Have the bzzz slide up.
Right.
Okay. I want them to tell me how much money I should give them. Then what I want to do is take the money and give that to them, or the credit card. And you know what I want them? Take the underwear and put it in the bag, okay, and hand it to me. What happened to that? Why can't we do that anymore? What are we, robots? Well, I mean, it bothers me. And so, by the way, the line is long to hand the underwear to the person. But because they got 78 self checkout line, and they got one person 78 self checkout.
Well, you know what the worst is when they have people standing around watching.
Why can't they just go walk down the hall and take my thing? Right, exactly.
Like,
right.
what are you even doing?
So I hate self checkout. It just absolutely. And I'm going to start. What I'm going to do next time there's a golf tournament, I'm going to protest. I'm running out on the 18th green, but it's going to say no more self checkout. Because it's the worst thing ever. Why did you do that today? That bothers me that you would even stoop to that.
You're gonna go throw soup on a Leonardo da Vinci somewhere.
Why would you do? Why did you do that today? Why did you go through the self checkout?
I like the self checkout. It depends. I mean, if you've got like $150 worth of groceries, then yeah.
What'd you buy?
I just needed honey for allergies. So it was literally like I went in, grabbed the honey.
Where'd you go, Publix?
Yeah, at that Greenwise and Nakati.
Yes.
You need the wildflower honey if you've got
so you went into
allergies,
Publix and
just
you got
to
the
help
honey.
you guys out.
Yeah, you went to Publix.
Went into the Greenwise Publix because it's got to be local honey. That's the thing. It's got to be local wildflower honey.
I get it.
And so I went in, got my honey, self checkout line. I timed it because I'm weird and I'll have these personal challenges of can I get out of the store in 1 minute?
Yeah.
And so I actually did it because the self-checkout was wide open.
I love the fact
so
that
I
no
did
matter
one
how
scan, didn't grab a bag, didn't get the receipt, just scanned
leave the receipt.
credit card,
I don't have time to grab
and
it.
out. I made it in like 39 seconds.
I take some solace in no matter how weird I am, you're more weird, and that makes me happy. But the self-checkout thing, I don't. Why did we start? Why did we want to put people out of work? Do we want unemployment?
They wanted to have to pay less people, I'm sure.
Let's have
so
unemployment.
that their stock could go up a quarter of a point.
Let's have unemployment. Here's what we do. What can we do to enhance unemployment in our society? We'll do the self-checkout.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing we've ever done.
They even have
it's the worst thing in America.
A fast
it's
food.
Communist.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, if you go to like Mickey D's now, you like order at a kiosk sometimes. Just to nobody.
It just bothers me.
And then it just pops up.
So you wouldn't ever use self-checkout?
No, I'll spend the rest of my life never doing it. I can tell you I will spend the rest of my life.
Have you never done it once?
Not even once.
Wow.
No, never done. No,
I was reluctant to. I didn't like it when I first started to see it. Then I started to use it because sometimes it would be the faster option. And now I zip right through that thing. So but I'm with you. Like if you've got a bunch of stuff, it's hard. I'd rather just do the traditional way of doing it. But if it's like, if I'm 7 items or less, I am definitely going to.
They have a line for that.
Yeah, right. It's called the 10 items or less line. Maybe you didn't see the sign.
And sometimes that's open. I'm all about how fast can I get out of this store.
Yeah.
So I have found that the self-checkout can sometimes get me out faster than waiting behind.
Yeah.
And you know what, Frank? Sometimes I like to talk to the people.
Yes.
I like to just like,
are you okay
hey, how's your day? And
that's
they ask
just
what I'm doing
preposterous.
today, and I tell them.
You get out of the room. I mean, you talk to the people.
Absolutely.
Well, I do too.
I'm like, you know what? My plans are today. I'm going to go sit on my couch and drink beer.
So what you're telling me is
all you give them is a hi, and you answer their questions, and you're very friendly. But by no means do you get into a conversation with them.
I will.
So what you're telling JJ and me is
preposterous.
that you're communist and you hate people. Okay, that's what's
we're all
be
trying to live our lives. Do we really need to have a 20-minute discussion on our pets?
No, but until
or whatever
while
it is.
she is
I
beep,
totally
beep,
agree.
beep, until
I
she
need
You're
to be
slowing everything down.
I think it's
by
awkward when they
talking.
don't talk.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how you hate people.
But there is one place where I don't ever talk, but they always want to talk to you. And obviously depends if you go to the same barber shop and you see the same barber. But if you're like me and you just go to like Great Clips or whatever, I don't want to talk to you at all.
I go to Ashley at Sports Club. She's become my friend.
That's
I
different.
got a
If
friend
you
now.
have a
Ashley and I have
person,
become friends. Ashley at
that's
Sports
different.
Club. She's like phenomenal. So
But it's like just random lady. I don't care about your kids. I don't.
Anyways, we need to get rid of the self. Thank you, JJ, for having my back. And Hays, I continue to hate you. So I don't want that to change any. Hey, I wasn't here when we lost Willie Mays, the most complete baseball player I the most complete baseball player of all time. I don't think he's the best baseball player of all time. I think that's Babe Ruth, and I think Babe Ruth will have no peers in that conversation. But I think the most complete, graceful. I mean, to have that kind of power and that kind of speed, and to play with that gracefulness. I was trying to think, because I know I was going to talk about this when I came back on the air, of the best way to compare the most graceful athletes we've ever seen. The most graceful athletes we've ever seen. Dr. J.
Oh, yeah.
Barry Sanders.
No doubt.
I mean, think about
Ken
that.
Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey, for sure. Ken Griffey Jr., the most graceful athletes we've ever seen.
John Kruk.
But nobody quite like Willie Mays.
Vaughn.
Yeah, Mo Vaughn. I was sad when Willie Mays died. I wasn't. It wasn't like Hank Aaron, who I was a fan of and followed. It wasn't like the tragic loss of Clemente, who's my favorite all-time player in any sport. But I was something. A lasting part of baseball left for me when Willie Mays died last week. It really did. It's hard to explain, Hays, but there was the connection. Part of it is, and I've said this many times, one of the main reasons we started walk-off charities is the great players of the 70s when I was a kid were African-American players, whether it was Hank Aaron or whether it was Willie Mays or whether it was Joe Morgan or whether it was, we can go on and on, Willie Starnes, Dave Parker, Willie McCovey, you know the list. But somehow the last vestige, if you will, of 70s, 60s, 70s greatness, 50s, 60s greatness, I guess, was Willie Mays, and it was sad for me that we lost Willie Mays. And I hadn't heard a lot about Willie of late, but it was sad for me that the great Willie Mays passed last week.
We talked about it, and JJ and I couldn't believe. So did you see the video that was going around Twitter of Willie Mays meeting Vin Scully for the first time?
I saw it. I did.
We were shocked that they didn't meet because they were both. I mean, it was fairly a recent meeting.
Right.
And, yeah, it had to be within
2016.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be within the last 10 years. And I was shocked. I mean, it was a tremendous video to watch. But I was shocked that two icons of their respective industries in baseball had never met.
Yeah.
But, and obviously I never saw Willie Mays play, but, it does get you to, talking about the fun things in sports. Like, he had the catch in the 54 World Series. Well, okay, so what's the greatest catch you've ever seen? And it just, it's just
24 All-Star games, Frank.
It was unbelievable.
How
his
do you even stay in
and-
the league that long?
Yeah, think about that. Think about that for a second. 24.
What is that?
He was a 24-time All-Star.
And I didn't realize he was only the 10th black player ever in the bigs.
Yeah. Is that? I didn't realize that is.
So I mean, an unbelievable career.
A 24-time. I mean, he won 12 Gold Gloves. Now that's playing center field. If you win a Gold Glove in center field, that means you're the best out. I mean, that's your competition. The other center fielders who are all great. It was amazing. He had. I mean, think about that.
Tied for the most Gold Gloves with Clemente.
Yeah. And Clemente was, and I'll get to him in a minute because I went to the Clemente Museum. But Clemente was competing against other right fielders, so it's a little different. Yeah, and I love Clemente. This guy did it as a center fielder, the 660 home runs, all the stolen bases. Nobody in the history of sports was as complete a player. I mean, think about it, to be that complete of a player. So it was sad to me that Willie Mays was amazing. By the way, forever, the belief was the greatest player of all time was Babe Ruth, and the second greatest player of all time was Willie Mays. That was widely believed. I don't know that I wouldn't have Aaron right there with Mays. Now, he wasn't as complete a player, but he had way more power. It's hard to have way more power than a guy with 660. He had 100 more, by the way. But I thought that. So now the question goes around, who's the best living player? Obviously, the numbers, Bonds trumps the field. I just don't know where I am there. I just don't know where I am on Barry Bonds.
I think great player, but not in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, I might listen
You mean
to
of all
it-
time?
Of all time. Yeah. I mean, I might listen.
I got to disagree. I mean, like Barry Bonds is of this generation, he's the best.
Yeah.
Of the last 40 years,
He had
right?
no arm.
Yeah, he could.
Barry Bonds was a great defensive player. I mean, like later in his career, he slowed down out there.
I thought Barry Bonds, honestly, he couldn't throw it all, and I thought he was an average defensive player. But if you're an outfielder, you judge on your offense, not your defense, and I know that.
And certainly no one would argue unbelievably great player. I just don't know that I would say he was one of the best.
I'll give you a stat. The stat now that everybody loves in baseball is WAR, right? Wins above replacement, right? I'm not even sure how it's calculated.
Yeah.
But pitchers, I mean,
there's a pitcher WAR and a fielder's WAR.
Yeah, but there's still a WAR that combines both.
Yeah.
There's wins above replacement that combines both. You want me to read you the top 10 of
Please.
This is all-time wins above. Have you guys seen this list?
I have not. This is Rick Mailer first.
Yeah, this is all-time. He's not. This is all-time wins above replacement. Now, I'm not sure I buy it, okay? Babe Ruth 1, which I buy. He's the best player of all time. Walter Johnson 2 and Cy Young 3, but they played at a different time, but they're 2 and 3 based on their stats. 4th is Barry Bonds, JJ.
Yeah.
And 5th is Willie Mays. Okay, so on this list, and again, I'm not saying this list defines it for me, but Barry Bonds 4, Willie Mays 5.
This is obviously if I'm not talking about his steroid use and everything.
But the problem for me with Barry Bonds, and this has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame, is I think, and he was a great player, but I really do think Barry Bonds perfected the steroid use better than everybody else did, and he used it through the lion's share of the prime of his career.
Absolutely.
Whereas Roger Clemens used it right at the end. Roger Clemens is the greatest right-handed pitcher of my lifetime, but he'll never be recognized as that because he used it at the end of his career, and I don't think he used it until the end. But
do you think Clemens was a better player overall than Randy Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I didn't get to see like the beginnings of Clemens' career, but everyone's like, this list. Prime Clemens was like late 80s almost.
This wins above replacement list I've got, again, Babe Ruth, Walter Johnson, Cy Young, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, Ty Cobb 6th, Hank Aaron 7, Roger Clemens 8, Randy Johnson not even in the top 20.
Right.
So yeah. So for me, and again, that's just one list, but But the great Willie Mays could do everything. Speaking of Clemente, I went to the Clemente Museum. How had I never been there? I don't know. It's in Pittsburgh. It's fantastic. It's 2 stories. It's not super big, but it's got all his stuff. And
is it like by the stadium?
No, it's not actually. It's actually in another part of town. It's downtown in a kind of an underserved area. But it is real. It's really amazing. 2 stories of everything. You saw some of the pictures I sent from his uniforms to his bats. Roberto Clemente, if he had hit with power, would have been Willie Mays. He was great defensively. He could run. You realize he won 4 batting titles? 12 Gold Gloves and 4 batting titles and won an MVP. But he hit 21 home runs a year. You can't hit 21 home runs a year and be one of the greatest players of all time. Be the greatest player of all time. You can be one of them. So, but Willie Mays being gone bothered me. It really bothered me. That hit me. So, one other side about baseball, because I'm going to get back to some other stuff. I'm going to stay here for a second. You were talking about Sully in the portal, Hays, a minute ago, and Sully certainly has been great in the portal. They have picked up Kyle Jones, the freshman of the year in the A-Sun from Stetson, Justin Nato from JU, who I think is the best hitter in the A-Sun, Michael Ross from Samford, the pitcher of the year in whatever conference, is that the Big South or whatever conference Samford's in, Blake Sear, really good player from Miami. Hey, JJ, I don't know if you follow the baseball or not, but he's a great player.
I did see that we lost him.
And Landon Stripling from Texas Tech. We have gotten to the point now that really, we see it in football some. We see it in basketball a lot. In baseball, that's the only way to build your team anymore. To baseball, you get to where you're one of the elite, like Florida and LSU. Florida and LSU, between them, have brought in, you ready for this? 13 portal guys that will all start for them.
Wow.
So that's what. So
for next year?
For next year.
Already?
13 for next year between the two of them.
Season's ended like 3 days ago.
Well,
And it's still not completely over.
I mean, Florida was still playing. It already brought in like 3/4 of the guys that you mentioned.
So is that good? I mean, because, if you go to JU or UNF now, as a freshman,
sucks for those schools.
Your kind of goal is have one really good year and get to Florida.
And
And if you have a pretty good year, well, then you wind up getting to Ole Miss. Yeah.
Or you get drafted.
Or that's, well, yeah, but you got to stay, if you go out of high school, you got to stay 3 years.
Oh, true.
But it just seems unhealthy to me.
Well, it's certainly not a great setup. And if you're, in the A-Sun, the pitch you have to embrace it, and you have to use it in recruiting of, look, come here.
Have one good year.
You're going to get a chance to play.
Right.
You're going to get a chance to put up numbers here and be seen, and then parlay that into going to a more high-profile program if that's what you choose to do. So obviously roster certainty is just over in college sports. I don't think there's a coach. I don't even think Kirby Smart can really tell you what his 2026 depth chart is going to look like. He probably has an idea.
Right.
But, any name he'd put on a list, he has no control over if that name is there or not. And so I think every level is dealing with this to some extent. It's just, obviously, it's easier if you're the higher profile school because you're amassing the guys at a lower level that are playing great baseball. I think you have to, if you're at UNF, JU, that level, I think you have to use it as a recruiting pitch, come here, be seen, make a name for yourself. And then obviously you've got to go and find the guys that are at the bigger schools. Look, Florida isn't able to just keep or get all these players and not lose guys. Florida has players that have entered the portal. And that's where if the A-Sun teams have to look at those guys and say, all right, is this somebody that, is just not what obviously people thought he was entering the college ranks? Or did Florida not use him right? Or was it something maybe, let's find out, that was the kid going through something on a personal level that affected his play? Was he playing through an injury? I certainly don't envy them because the homework that they have to do now is extraordinary compared to what was already a very difficult job. But I do think you can use it you're going to have to use it to your advantage because there's no other way. You can sit here and complain about it, and but nothing is going to change. The players they're only going to get more rights as this continues. They're not going to get any sort of restrictions. The only thing that they may kind of get a restriction on is years away, and that's actual contract links. But those are only going to be signed. The Floridas and LSUs, those are the schools that are going to be able to do that. I don't think JU or UNF will ever be at a point where something has been collectively bargained where they sign a kid out of high school and it's a 3-year contract. I just don't think it's going to trickle down that far. So, it is the setup. So, you have to recruit to saying, look, we had 2 or 3 players that had great seasons for us, and now look at what they're doing. Look at what they moved on to, and abandon the idea that probably anybody is going to stay and play great as a freshman and still be with you when they're a junior.
Yeah. Have you guys heard the story quickly about the Campbell Camels basketball program?
No.
I know they have no team.
Yes. So it does have to do with a coaching change, but it's the coaching change and the portal combined. Right now, they have no team.
Arkansas basketball.
No players on the roster.
Had no team.
Wow.
John Calipari said, we do not have a roster right now when he got there. because everybody is allowed out. If Hurley had taken the Lakers job, every player on UConn's roster would have had a 30-day window to get in the portal, and they all probably would have.
Right.
So, I mean, that is a great example of those are the sort of things that a collective bargaining agreement would fix.
The Florida State's infield last year, Alex Lodi's, the kid from UNF, transferred in from UNF. Drew Farrow, the second baseman, transferred in from UCF. Daniel Cantu, these are all local kids, by the way. They started in Jacksonville. Daniel Cantu, the first baseman, transferred in from USF. Max Williams, the center fielder, and Jackson West, the catcher, transferred in from Alabama. Almost the whole team started somewhere else. Florida next year, if the guys that came in, the Stetson center fielder, the Miami outfielder, the Texas Tech left fielder, the JU second baseman, plus Colby Shelton and Dene, so you're going to look at lineups 1 through 9, and 6 or 7 of them didn't start their career there. It's just bizarre. And what it does, it makes it harder than ever for high school guys to get scholarships to big schools, because the big schools they only get 11.7.
Yeah.
You don't get a full scholarship.
Why would you take a chance
on
a 17, 18-year-old
when you can get a guy
the 19, 20, 21 proven commodity?
Yeah, if you can, that's exactly right. Why would you take the 18-year-old out of Bartram Trail when you can get the 21-year-old out of Southern Miss who just led Conference USA in hitting? And you can get him, and you get him, and it really hurts the high school kid. Just interesting stuff. We'll take a break. More in a moment. 10-10-92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
A symphony of sweat, grit, and glory. Dive into the action and live the moments. For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Every season is Chevy truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Frank Frangie here, and there's no better time to do what you do best in a Chevy Silverado. In Nimnick Chevrolet, you save up to $12,000 off a brand new Silverado, or well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. Nimnick Chevrolet. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is Hays Carlyon for MyBookie. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. I love the roulette. It's so much fun. It's so easy to get started. You got to check it out. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Don't miss out on the revamped MyBookie Casino. Use promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
The saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, that is actually true if your neighbor installed artificial turf. Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Sunshine Turf, a family-owned local company that will take your backyard dreams and turn them into a reality. Caleb can design anything from putting greens to pet runs, and if you have a pool, you'll definitely love maintenance-free turf around it. Visit sunshineturf.info to get a free quote today from Sunshine Turf. That's sunshineturf.info.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their positions. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Matt Hays here for Leonard Truck Outfitters. The Southeast's biggest truck accessory and trailer company is opening their newest location on Beach Boulevard. Truck accessories, trailers, or commercial uplifts, they've got you covered. From Real Truck, UWS, Weather Guard, carry-on trailers, and much more. Join us for our grand opening on June 28th, starting at noon. XL Primetime will be there live from 2 to 4 with special promotions and giveaways, even a free golf cart. That's June 28th. Don't forget about our other location on Blanding Boulevard.
Hello. Every great call comes to you on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Just pick up your telephone and dial.
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Hey, it's Matt Hays, and I know you've heard this before. Why is it so hot in this house? Well, summer's here on the First Coast, and those soaring temperatures can do a number on your AC. And when they break down, we need them repaired in hours, not days. This is where the good folks at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers same-day 24/7 service, and if you need a new AC because yours is on its last leg or already broken, Fenwick has next-day installation. That's right, next day, and can keep your family cool and comfortable all year long. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free from credit cards, car loans, and personal loans. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value's way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. So call now, 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We want to thank our friends from the Best Bet. They always do such a fantastic job and have sponsored this show for a long time. Hey, Christmas in July is back next month at Best Bet. That's from July 12th through the 23rd. Daily high hands from $1,200 to $2,300, and they increase daily. And look, you can see all those tournament and promotional schedules at bestbetjacks.com. Hey, congratulations, by the way. Christian Miller, formerly of Creekside, Kendall Williams, formerly of Stanton, both made the 100. Did you see that? Made the 100-meter final.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In the Olympics. Christian finished 5th, and Kendall finished 8th. He had to finish in the top 3 to make the team. But that's pretty cool, isn't it? Jacksonville area folks kind of showing up on the national spotlight. I think it was really, really cool watching them.
Absolutely, it'll be awesome to see how they fare moving forward. I mean, we're not that far now. I mean, the Paris Games are 3 weeks away, something like that. Yeah. I mean, it really does make what's a tough sports month. It really gives you just 2 or 3 just extraordinary weeks of competition. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and again, you'll look up and camp will be here, and it'll be time to get going. Kind of no question about that. Will you watch it all? No, you won't even touch the College World Series tonight. Now,
nah,
not even a peek.
No.
Not even during a commercial.
And it's weird because I don't even really know who I'm pulling for. I think I'd want Tennessee to win, which is weird as a Gator fan to say, but Texas A&M just rubs me like the wrong. Like, this is how I look at Tennessee. Tennessee is like annoying, but boy, they've paid their dues, and they haven't had a lot over the last 20 years to really cheer about.
Right, I agree with
so
that.
I kind of feel like Tennessee is sort of owed a great night and a championship. And again, I don't follow Gators baseball, so I understand there's Gator fans that just absolutely hate the way Tennessee goes about their business.
Yeah, because they're chirpy.
Yeah, but I can't get over the A&M fans that went after Florida's dugout with that despicable heckling.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M just, I just don't like anything about them.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just think that they've got all this money, but they don't ever do anything substantial with it. They just to me they're to me more annoying than Tennessee.
Interesting.
So I'm not going to watch any of it. As of now, at 5:39, I would pull for Tennessee to win it, but that could change. But A&M just
I will say this:
by A&M.
the two idiots that yelled at the Florida dugout, I don't think that's representative of A&M. I think that's just two dumbasses. Okay, I really do.
But it still bothers me that if A&M wins, they'll be happy.
Yeah. In this, that's right. So I can't say I'm rooting for Tennessee. And just because it's Tennessee. And I will say this: Tennessee under Danny White, who is the AD now, the brother of Mike White, have really quietly, or maybe not so quietly, built a really good base of coaches. I mean, they are
without a doubt.
I mean, honest, they found their football guy in Josh Heupel.
He's probably the weakest.
Yeah, and he's really good.
And he looks like he might be really good.
Rick Barnes is obviously really good, and this Vitalo guy. I mean, they have really built. They've quietly, for whatever reason, because they haven't been to the mountaintop in any of these sports, and because they lost so much for so long to Florida and Alabama and others, you don't realize it, but they've gotten really good. I mean, the basketball is really good.
Year for Tennessee football.
Well, it really is.
Huge.
But football's gotten good. Basketball's getting good, and baseball. They've probably had the best baseball program in the country for the last 2 or 3 years. They had the number one overall seed 2 years ago and lost to Link Jarrett in Notre Dame in Knoxville. Never made it to Omaha. I want to say they've been to Omaha 3 of the last 5 years, I think, which is pretty good. So they've got a really good program. But no, I can't root for the Vols. So I'll be but I respect both programs. It'll be fun. I'll take one final break. Come back. You'll break down the hockey for us.
Yes.
Bobrovsky? Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the goalie?
Yes.
Did you see what I just did there? I dropped knowledge on you.
Yeah. Sergey.
So yeah, well, I know that. I wrote that down too.
Yeah.
I wrote down both names.
Yeah.
Okay. So
he's gonna have a big night tonight.
So now is John still here?
He's not. So what
happens now? The deep
so it'll
pizza
just be me and it'll be Gene and I tonight
locked
watching
in.
it.
What time does the puck drop?
Well, it's interesting with hockey because it's an 8:00 start, but because there's really no stoppage in the 3 periods other than like once, so their pregame goes forever.
Right.
So they probably won't drop the puck until like 8:30.
Okay.
So they do this ridiculously long pregame.
Right.
Because once the game starts, it never stops.
Right.
Which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, I would think by 8:30 it'll
drop the puck.
It'll be going, and hopefully the Panthers can. I think the Panthers are going to win 2-1.
Is that your prediction? You broke it down.
Don't they have like?
Hayes is breaking down the hockey.
Don't they have multiple intermissions in hockey? I'm starting to think okay.
Yeah,
so what do you mean they never stop?
Well, I'm saying during the period.
There's not a lot of commercials during the.
They don't have like the 4-minute timeouts like basketball has.
Right.
Like at every 4 minutes a clock they go to break.
Okay.
So so they really only have like one break in each period in terms of a commercial break. So, but you're right. You do have the 2 different intermissions, but yeah, once like the action is going, it pretty much is consistent until they go to intermission.
By the way, since it's a Best Bet Monday, I do want to tell you that my friend Jamie Shelton, who is the CEO of the Best Bet, welcomes you to the Vol Nation.
Here we go.
It's clear you're on board, so there's that. We'll take a break. 1:07 to go. We'll wrap it after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update, brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NBA draft will take place on Wednesday night. The Atlanta Hawks have the number 1 overall pick. They'll be followed by the Washington Wizards, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, and the Detroit Pistons to round out the top 5. Zachary Riochet of France is projected to be the number 1 overall pick. He is minus 240 to go number 1. UConn's Donovan Clingan is plus 230 to be the top overall pick. France's Alexander Sarr is plus 340 to be selected number 1. Reed Shepherd of Kentucky plus 7,500. The NBA draft consists of 2 rounds. This update brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Did you know Duck Rooter is the area's go-to plumber? A 5-star Google-rated company, Duck Rooter can take care of all of your plumbing repairs and upgrades. Need to switch from septic over to city sewer? Call the Duck. How about water heater repairs and replacement? You're just a duck away, or call away, for Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Raise the stakes on excitement at Best Bet, your go-to spot for unbeatable entertainment and unmatched hospitality, with locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the brand new Best Bet St. Augustine. No poker expertise? No problem. From high-stakes poker to casual games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and Fortune Pie Gow, there's a game for everyone. Hungry for more? We're serving up delicious bites and craft cocktails, and we're open late. For details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, your go-to spot for a thrilling night.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Did you take Awaken 180 up on dropping 40 pounds by the 4th of July? If you did, next week you'll reach that goal, so congrats. And if you didn't call Awaken 180, why not do it now? Fast weight loss, easy weight loss, and then free support for life.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, ultra soft on the potty. Less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party wine. It's cushion, so our cheeks feel fly. So what? Every booty wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
This is Hays Carlyon for QC Kinetics. Are you not able to enjoy this summer as much as you want because of joint pain? Well, give my friends at QC Kinetics a call at 904-274-5522 for a free consultation. They're serving the Jacksonville area with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move again, pain-free. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. Stop putting it off. Take action now and live your best life again. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. That is QC Kinetics.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hays Carlyon.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun, added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavoristic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Now those sound like some well-oiled machines. B&B Oil and Fuel works hard at being the most responsive, fast-moving, service-driven distributor of oil and fuels in our market. Time is money. You need fuel and lubricants to keep your business moving. You also need a partner who can move as fast as you do. We pride ourselves on our responsiveness to both the normal day-to-day and any emergency need that may come up. Only the best with B&B Oil and Fuel. Online at bb-oil.com.
What's spelled funny but smells great? A Kuhn Flowers floral arrangement. Kuhn Flowers. The name is synonymous with excellence for over 75 years. High Flying Jacko here for your next floral purchase. Call on Kuhn Flowers.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric, and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, let's cool it down and tell you where we've been today. We've talked a little bit about baseball and Willie Mays, the great Willie Mays, and I got to see the Clemente Museum, and my trip to Pittsburgh was an awful lot of fun. We talked about golf, where golf's headed. Bryson DeChambeau won a week or so ago. I wasn't here to talk about that, so we certainly covered that and where he's headed. Scotty Scheffler wins again. We got to that. We talked about the College World Series. We talked about how baseball's changing, the changing face of baseball. In college, you just recruit from other people's rosters rather than develop your guys. So that's been one of our main topics today. But our main thing is tomorrow night is going to be an historic night, we believe. That's what we led the program with. I think the stadium deal will be voted on. I know it will be voted on by the city council. I think it will pass without opposition. I think if all 19 council people are able to vote, they don't have to recuse themselves because they run charities that are possibly affected. It'll be 19 zip. If only 14 or 15 can vote, it'll be 14 or 15 to zip. The stadium deal by tomorrow, maybe at this time, Hays, because they're going to start it early. They're going to start it around 3:00, and they're going to vote at the end of the meeting. But possibly by this time, certainly by 25 hours from now, we will know that Jacksonville is going to have a state-of-the-art stadium. The Jaguars are going nowhere, and it'll be a day of celebration in Duval. I really believe that.
It's going to be one of the greatest days in our city's history. And again, congratulations to the Jaguars. Congratulations to the mayor and her staff. And congratulations to the previous administration and to Wayne Weaver. I mean, this was, again, his vision many years ago is football in Jacksonville forever. And this gets us 30 years closer to Jacksonville forever having the Jaguars. So just tremendous congratulations on all sides, and good job by the council if that is in fact what happens. That's they have done the right thing by putting this through.
This is two mayoral administrations. Lenny Curry, who was in there 8 years, worked very hard to get this through. Donna Deegan, who's been in there, who's the current mayor, has worked very hard to get this through. Both administrations have really wanted this in. Shad Khan, said from the day he bought the team, his goal was to keep it in Jacksonville, and now he has proven it. There can be no more debate about him. There can be no more debate about his intentions. When this stadium gets built and they sign a 30-year lease, it's pretty obvious that Shad wants to bring the team here because at the end of those 30 years, he said he's in his 70s now. He may not be around anymore. I may not be around anymore, but I know this. The Jacksonville Jaguars will be around, and I think that's it really is a day of celebration. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll have a chance maybe to visit even with Mark Lamping on the air on Wednesday. We'll see if Mark can do that. We have not set that up with him yet, but we'll see if that's possible. Certainly we'll try to do that. So that part is exciting. Tonight, they dropped the puck. Panthers and
It's going to be
Edmonton Oilers.
Intense. Panthers. Barely. Very close. But the Panthers.
I love that you predicted the score.
2-1.
That is tremendous.
2-1.
Well, tell us what you told us during the break. How much are tickets going for?
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, I'm hearing as much as
son
like
John's been, how much?
So Gene's son John is
his
going.
Firstborn, I heard.
Yeah, he has secured his ticket for $1,500.
$1,500 for one ticket.
He has been a Panthers fan his whole life.
I will tell you this.
So I hope for John
For
Page,
that
the
reason,
Panthers get a win tonight
and Prisco,
and hoist the cup.
Yeah,
and
for that reason. Well,
Prisco
for Pete too, but for that reason, I will certainly root for the Panthers because God bless him. You know, $1,500.
Yeah,
that's a bunch for a ticket. So, but the Panthers tonight, I will be watching a little bit of it. I'm going to watch a little bit of the baseball. The last college baseball game of the year is tonight as well, folks. That's our program. Don't go anywhere though. Rick Ballew's back from vacation. He goes into the night. That happens right now. We're out of here. For Hays and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.